Mr. Rivera, this is a courtesy call from Crescent Auto Finance. Your BMW payment is 13 days past due. I don't own a BMW, I said, staring at the puddle spreading under the office AC in Brickell. Outside, Miami summer slapped the glass with rain. Inside, my headset hissed like it didn't believe me either. A pause. Keyboard clicking. 2019 X3, Space Gray, leased in Doral. On file, we have social ending in 4720. That's mine, I said, mouth going dry. But I didn't sign anything in Doral. I haven't even been to Doral this year. Sir, we'll note the dispute, the voice said, suddenly careful. We do need a payment today to avoid reporting. I don't own a BMW. Understood, she said, not sounding like she did. We'll send statements to your address on SG 8th Street. That's my sister's place, I said. Send nothing. I'll call you back. I hung up and my cubicle felt suddenly small. All gray felt and somebody's leftover cafecito smell. My phone buzzed again. Credit alert. New inquiry. Doral Luxury Motors. Another buzz. New account opened. The numbers skittered. Limit. Balance. APR. A chunk of my life, written in red. I called Sam. She answered on the third ring, breathless, music thumping in the background. Zane, I'm in line at La Carreta. Can this wait? Did you put a car in my name? Silence, then a laugh that wasn't a laugh. Wow. Straight to conspiracy. Sam. A sigh. Big sister theatrical. Your family. They wouldn't approve me without a strong file. You've always had better credit, Mr. Spreadsheet. You used my social. You sent it to me. She shot back. Remember? For the apartment application last year. You said anything you need. I said I'd co-sign if I saw the paperwork. Not steal my identity and go shopping. It's a lease, Zane, not a blood oath, she said. I make the payments. Nothing changes for you. Except my credit score, my name, and the part where I go to jail if you don't pay. You're being dramatic, she said lightly. Come over, I'll show you. It's clean. I'll be there in 20. Bring pastelitos, she said, and hung up. Little Havana steam wrapped the block like a warm towel. Sam's duplex smelled like humidity, old tile, and the cleaning spray she uses before guests. Her door opened before I knocked. She looked the same as always. Denim cutoffs, hoop earrings, the hurricane smile. Hola, baby brother, she said, as if the last 10 minutes hadn't happened. You look pale. Eat. In the driveway, a space gray BMW sat under a wet palm frond, temporary tag flapping like a bandage. It gleamed in the stubborn sun. The kind of gleam you feel in your teeth, I pointed. That, she bounced on her heels. Cute, right? It's a lie, I said. It's a lift, she said. 36 months. I stay under mileage. I take Uber on big days. I got this. Show me the papers. She rolled her eyes, ushered me in. The kitchen table was a battlefield of folders, dealer-branded envelopes, a red pen, 2 cups with lipstick ghosts. She pulled a packet free with a flourish. Disclosure. Lease agreement, insurance. Look at all this adulting. I skimmed. Lessee. Zane Rivera. My name typed in clean black ink that made me feel erased. Signature line, Zane Rivera, with a loop on the R that wasn't mine. A neat curl Sam has practiced since she was 15 and forged our mom's excuse notes. That's not my hand, I said softly, the room tilting like a boat. Where did you get a copy of my license? You leave your wallet everywhere, she said. And you text me your numbers. Zane, relax. The insurance is under me. You signed my name. You're acting like I stole your kidney, she said, laughing too high. I'll make the payments. You won't feel a thing. I felt your late fee today. She flinched, then recovered. That's because I switched accounts. First month stuff. It's fixed. No, it's not, I said, heat crawling under my collar. You lied to a lender. You used my SSN. That's a felony. She went still. Then, don't talk to me like a cop. You're my brother. I'm your brother, not your credit line. She grabbed my forearm. Look at me. I am drowning. Rent. Tips are trash in August. My Camry died. I needed a car to get to work. You want me on the bus at 2 a.m. on Flagler? I would have died. I would have driven you, I said. Or co-signed. With rules. You and your rules, she snapped, voice spiking. You've been judging me since we were kids. You were always the good one with the charts. I was the hurricane. Surprise, hurricanes also have to eat. I turned the packet. There it was. The dealership logo smiling up at me like it knew a secret. Doral Luxury Motors. Sales Manager. A. Cisneros. Finance. R. Patel. A line that said e-consent captured at 2:13 p.m. on a Tuesday when I was in a meeting midtown. My stomach flipped. How did they let this happen? I asked. They needed a voice on the phone, she said. I gave them one. You pretended to be me. She flashed teeth. I have range. My chair scraped tile. The kitchen hummed. The fridge, the AC, the city, like it was waiting to see who I believed myself to be. I'm going to the dealership, I said. She scoffed. What are you going to do? Cry? You want to embarrass me? You want to get me fired? I want my name back, I said. She put both hands on the table, like a dealer about to flip a card. You take that car away and I lose shifts. If I lose shifts, I miss rent. If I miss rent, I'm on your couch and you can listen to me breathe at night. Choose. I'm choosing not to be your shield for bad choices. You think you're better, she said, eyes bright with something sharp. Because you saved? Because you don't drink? Because you don't date? You have no idea what it costs to be me. Then ask, I said. Don't steal, she snorted. Cuba taught us both something. You learn to stand in line. I learned to cut it. It stung, the way only family can. I stood, took the papers, took a photo, took the part of me that still wanted to say yes, and put it in my pocket so it wouldn't run my mouth. Text me when you get to Betrayal, she said, suddenly soft. I'll meet you there. We'll fix it together. Will you? I asked. She looked past me, out at the BMW, winking in the driveway like a dare. If they ask, she said, I'll say you're my co-signer. Family. I'm not, I said, and left. Betrayal smelled like wet heat and glossy paint. The dealership was a museum of shine. Chilled air, huge windows, a coffee machine that hissed like a snake, salesmen in suits the color of money. I wiped my palms on my jeans and walked to the desk that said, Finance. Hi, I told the man with the perfect part. His badge read R. Patel. I'm here about a lease that says my name, that I didn't sign, he blinked. Name? Zane Rivera, click-clack. Yes, he said, voice going polite in a new way. X3 Space Gray, welcome. Not welcome, I said. Wrong, fraud. He folded his hands. Sir, everything was done according to process. Phone verification? That wasn't me. E-consent? That wasn't me. Driver's license on file, he said, turning the monitor. My face looked back. DMV lighting, dry smile. I hadn't given them that. How? It wasn't a question. Your sister brought it, he said matter-of-factly. She said you'd approved. She had your pay stub, too. My what? He slid a copy across the desk. My pay stub. Blacked numbers bleeding through like bruises. My chest went cold. I pictured my desk drawer, the folder with tax stuff. The night Sam borrowed stamps. I pictured trust as a physical thing with a hinge she had quietly unscrewed over years. This is identity theft, I said. You opened an account without me present. You didn't check signatures. You didn't... We followed policy, he said, gently bored. Sir, you can take this up with the lender, but as of today this car is... mine, I said hollowly. He nodded. Yours. I ran a finger over the fake loop in my name. Someone had tried to be me and almost got it right. Behind me, heels clicked. Sam's perfume arrived before she did. Gardenia and stubbornness. Zane, she trilled, as if this were brunch. Mr. Patel, hi. Family meeting. Mr. Patel's smile returned like a screensaver. Ms. Rivera, everything okay? Yes, she said brightly. My brother's being protective. He'll co-sign formally now. Right, Zane? I kept my eyes on the paper. No. Her voice dropped 2 octaves, sugar burning. Don't do this here. Here is where you did it, I said. Mr. Patel cleared his throat. If this is a family matter, it's a felony matter, I said. Not loud, but something in the room tightened. A salesman 2 desks over glanced up. The coffee machine hissed again. Sam's hand slid onto my arm, nails pressing crescents. We'll talk in the car, she murmured. Don't make me the villain in front of them. You wrote my name, I said. You made that choice. She smiled at Mr. Patel, all teeth, all charm. Give us a minute, she sang and pulled me to the glass doors, to the Florida light that makes everything look honest even when it isn't. Breathe, she said through clenched teeth. You're going to fix this for me. No, I said. I'm going to fix this for me, her eyes flashed. Then I hope you like answering calls, Mr. Spreadsheet, she spat. Because they will call you. Every day. As if on cue, my phone buzzed. Crescent Auto Finance, the same gentle voice. Mr. Rivera, just circling back about that payment. I looked at Sam. She looked at me like a mirror you don't recognize. I lifted the phone to my ear. This is not my debt, I said, each word chipped from something hard. And I'm reporting it. Sam laughed once, small and disbelieving. To who? To everyone, I said, and hung up on the lender, on the US we had been, on the part of me that kept setting myself on fire to keep her warm. Miami heat pressed against my shirt. Inside, the dealership gleamed. On the paper in my hand, the fake loop of my R shone like a dare. "Fine," she whispered, eyes glossy and mean. "Let's see how much you love your clean life when I'm drowning on your couch." "Let's see how much you love that car," I said. "When it's evidence," she blinked. I turned back toward the cool lobby, toward Mr. Patel and his forms and whatever came next. Behind me, Sam's voice rose, bright and brittle. "You're not family," she called. "You're a signature." I didn't turn around. The paper crackled in my fist. The door sighed open. The AC kissed my face like forgiveness I hadn't earned yet. "Mr. Patel," I said, laying the packet down between us like a broken thing. "Who do I talk to when someone steals your name?" "Fraud," I said again, laying the lease packet on Mr. Patel's desk like a dead fish. "Who do I talk to when someone steals your name?" He didn't flinch. Finance guys don't. "Our general manager can speak with you," he said. "Mr. Cisneros." A taller man in a navy suit appeared like the showroom had printed him. Hair razor neat, smile preloaded. "A. Cisneros on the badge." "Mr. Rivera," he said, warm like cafecito he wasn't offering. "Let's get you taken care of." "I didn't sign this," I said, my finger on the loop that wasn't mine. "That's not my hand. That's not my voice on your verification. I want your fraud contact, your recorded call, your IP logs from the e-sign." Cisneros' smile shrank half a centimeter. "We can't release recordings without legal process." "Then consider this notice," I said, hearing my own voice get metal. "Preserve everything. No deleting, no routine purges. You'll get a letter." His brows moved half a millimeter. "A letter?" "From my lawyer," I lied, "because sometimes you have to believe yourself first. Also, I'm filing a police report. Today." He nodded like I complimented his tie. "We'll cooperate with any investigation." Meanwhile, Mr. Patel ventured. "A payment." I stared at him until the sentence died. Behind me, Sam hovered in the glass reflection, gardenia and bad decisions. "Zane," she said softer. "Please." I didn't look at her. "Print me every page with my name on it," I told Patel. "Stamped. And give me your lender's fraud department number." Patel printed. The printer's hum sounded like a warning shot. He slid the stack across the desk, each page a punch. I took the pages. "You'll hear from me," I said, to both men, to the air, to the part of me that still wanted to fold. In the parking lot, the Florida heat wrapped me like a second skin. Sam followed, phone in hand, mouth already loading a new script. "Take the cosign," she hissed. "We make 3 payments on time, your score ticks back, and no one knows." "I will not launder your lie," I said. Her jaw set. "Don't come crying when Abuela calls you ungrateful." "Abuela can call the case number," I said, and walked. The Doral Police Department smelled like bleach and old coffee. A fan pushed tired air around a waiting room where a TV looped a PSA about hurricane kits. A woman in a polo with Martinez stitched over her heart called, "Next." I stepped up. "Identity theft," I said. "Family." Her face did a tiny wince of recognition. "Sit," she said gently, and clicked open a form. "Name," I told her. "Address, phone, employer, social," the part that felt like undressing. "What happened?" she asked, fingers ready. "My sister leased a car in my name," I said. "Dealership in Doral. I have the paperwork." I slid the stamped stack across. "That's not my signature. There was a phone verification I did not do. They had my license and a pay stub I did not provide." She read. She didn't rush. "You have reason to believe your sister used your identifiers without permission?" "Yes." "Have you confronted her?" "Yes." "What did she say?" "That I'm family," I said, and it tasted like rust. Martinez nodded like she'd heard that word used that way too many times. "Okay. I'm going to assign a case number, take your statement, and flag this for our economic crimes unit. With family, it's complicated, but it's still 8117, 568 under Florida law. Identity theft. You'll also want to do the FTC affidavit and freeze your credit." "I will," I said. She tilted the monitor so we could see together. "Tell me the story in your words." I told it. The call from Crescent Auto. The credit alerts, the driveway with the gleaming lie, the loop in my name. Dural's smooth men and their smooth processes. Sam's voice changing shapes like water. Martinez typed. "Do you want to press charges?" she asked, not unkind. "I want my name back," I said. "I want the calls to stop." "That starts with a report," she said, and printed. "Sign here that this is true. We'll reach out to the dealership and the lender. If the car is in her possession, they may recover it. That gets you out of the driver's seat, so to speak." I signed. The pen made a sound like a zipper. "This is your case number," she said, tearing a sheet, sliding it to me. "Keep it. You'll need it for the bureaus." "Thank you," I said, and meant it like prayer. She held my eyes a second longer. "People think family means you have to be a victim," she said quietly. "It doesn't. Good luck." Back at my apartment, I opened my laptop and went to identitytheft.gov. The site was blue and calm, like it wanted to rub my back. Report identity theft. Click. What happened? Someone used my info to get a lease. Do you know the person? Yes. Who? My sister. The form asked for dates, names, numbers. I fed it everything. At the end, it spit out an FTC identity theft affidavit, PDF neat and grave with a big case number on top. I printed 3 copies. I emailed it to myself with the subject, "This is who I am," because I needed to see those words in my inbox. Then the credit bureaus. Experian. Press 1 for English. Press 3 for fraud. Hold music like an elevator in a nice building. Experian Fraud Center, how can I help? Extended fraud alert, I said. I have a police report. 7-year alert, the woman said, voice brisk and kind. We'll notify the others. Do you want a credit freeze as well? All of them, I said. Every door. Lock it. Equifax. TransUnion. 3 different hold songs, same minute-long apologies for the wait. I recited my name until I felt like I was trying to convince the ocean. Then Crescent Auto Finance. Not the number from the collections lady. Fraud department. Different hold music, colder. Fraud unit. This is Howell. I gave him the Doral PD case number, the FTC affidavit, the lease number, the way my name had been misshapen. This is not my debt, I finished, breath steady. Got it, Howell said, fingers clicking. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, with a police report and the FTC affidavit, you can request a block of this trade line from your credit report. We'll open an investigation, suspend collection, and impound or repossess the vehicle if it's in your sister's possession. We're going to need a copy of your driver's license and a utility bill to verify you are you. I am me, I said, and emailed the documents before the sentence cooled. Timeline? I asked. 2 to 4 weeks to complete, Howell said. But collections activity stops now. We'll also send you an identity theft packet. Fill it. Return it. After we hung up, my phone vibrated with messages that lit the room like paparazzi. Sam, if you sicked cops on me, I will never forgive you. Sam, you think you're Saint Zane. You're petty. Sam, you ruined my job. I hope your clean little life is worth it. Mom. ¿Qué pasó? Samantha me llamó llorando. ¿Por qué la policía? I typed. Mummy, Sam took a car in my name. I'm fixing it. I love you. She sent a voice note back. Fast Spanish, fast pain. I listened. I didn't reply. Not yet. I called Abuela, because sometimes you have to anchor to a different part of the ocean. Mi niño, she said, voice like rice steaming. Samantha said you hate family now. I don't, I said, and my breath hitched. I hate crimes. She made a sound that was both laugh and prayer. Good. Hate what is bad. Love your sister from far away. The next morning I took the stack to a consumer attorney in Coral Gables whose website had a picture of a gavel but whose eyes were kind. Maria Delgado, her card said. She flipped through pages the way ER doctors flip through labs. You did the right sequence, she said, tapping the FTC affidavit. Police report, extended alert, freeze, lender's fraud unit. Next, FCRA 605B block letters to the bureaus to take this trade line off. I'll draft them. Also, a spoliation letter to Doral, preserve all records, and a complaint to the CFPB and the Florida AG Consumer Protection Division about the dealership's verification process. Will any of that make Sam not furious? I asked. No, she said gently. But it will make you whole. She looked over her glasses. If your sister wants a car, she can get one in her name when she's able. You can love her without letting her borrow your legal identity. I'm trying, I said. She slid a printed letter to me. Sign. I'll send it certified. Also, change the locks on your drawers. People think identity is numbers. It's also proximity. I signed. How much will this cost? Less than a BMW, she said, deadpan. And if the dealer pushed it, knowing the verification was weak, they may pay my fee. On my way out, my phone rang. Crescent Auto again, different voice. Mr. Rivera, this is to inform you we've located the vehicle. It's eligible for recovery pending investigation. My mouth was dry. When? Soon, he said. We'll notify the registered address. Sam's address. Her driveway. Her neighbors. Her face. I walked into the Miami light and felt like I'd been peeled. That evening, the group chat La Familia turned into a small trial. Tía Hilda. Pero ¿cómo va a llamar la policía a su sangre? Primo Luis. He didn't call cops. He called consequences. Mami, no peleen. Estoy cansada. Sam. Zane hates women who hustle. Me. I hate fraud. Then privately. Sam. You're going to let strangers humiliate me on my own street? Tow truck? Are you proud? Me? No. I'm sad. Sam, reverse it. Me. I can't, I won't, no reply. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared. Then nothing. I made arroz con pollo because my hands needed to do something ancient. I ate standing up, the way our father used to when he got home from the night shift. 1 foot on the tile, 1 hand on the counter, as if he were afraid to sit in a life that might move under him. At 10 p.m., my phone buzzed. A photo from a number I didn't recognize. The BMW on a flatbed, straps across its belly like a harness. The palm frond in Sam's driveway pressed down on the hood like a last blessing. In the frame, Sam's arm, only her arm, thrust toward the tow truck. Middle finger a small, screaming flag. Unknown. Per your request. Vehicle secured. I put the phone face down and listened to the apartment hum. A siren far off, someone laughing 2 floors up. The AC finally deciding to breathe. Then another buzz. A video this time, from a neighbor maybe. Sam's voice off camera, raw, not the hurricane smile. You're not family. You're a signature. She shouted to nobody I could see, to me to the hot night. I pressed play twice. 3 times. Then I opened my notebook, the one where I track bills and auto pay and life that clicks on time, and wrote a different kind of list. What I did: police report, FTC affidavit, freezes, lender fraud, lawyer letter. What I feel: grief, relief, guilt that isn't mine. What I won't do: apologize for ending a crime. My phone lit again. Ms. Delgado. Received. CFPB and AG complaints filed. Dealer acknowledged hold. Bureaus have 4 business days to block under 605B once they get our package. I breathed. Then Martinez, the officer. We coordinated with lender. Case open. If your sister contacts you with threats, call. You did right. I put the phone down. The apartment was the same gray cube it was this morning, but there was a new quiet in it. The kind that shows up after you stop making excuses to noise. The next morning there would be calls. Abuela's soft questions, Mom's tired sigh, Sam's storm fronts. The dealership would call. The lawyer would send certified mail with green cards to sign. The bureaus would mail me pins for my freeze. For now, I let the Miami night press its forehead to my window and hum. I let my name sit in my mouth like a small, hard stone. Mine. Across town, a space gray BMW slept in a lot under a different light. In a folder on my desk, the loop in my forged R waited for court. In my phone, Ms. Delgado's number waited for morning. I turned off the lamp. Good night. Zane, I said to the ceiling, trying on the sound of being myself again. In the hallway, my neighbor's baby cried, then settled. Somewhere, a tow truck rattled into the distance. My sister's last text blinked like a lighthouse you can't sail toward anymore. Family fixes things. I typed, we did. I didn't send it. The next morning, Miami light slid under the blinds like a knife. My phone was already buzzing when I opened my eyes. Mr. Rivera, this is Experian. We've placed the 7-year fraud alert and your security freeze is active. We've also received your 605B request from your attorney. Once we get the police report, we'll block the trade line within 4 business days. Thank you, I said. My voice sounded like it had used the night for work. 2 minutes later, Ms. Delgado. CFPB complaint acknowledged. Florida AG stamped received. I sent spoliation letters to Doral and Crescent. Preserve all recordings, logs, emails. Crescent confirms collection suspended. Also, Detective Alvarez from Economic Crimes will call. Be honest, don't ad-lib. Copy, I said. And Zane? She added. Eat. I made café con leche and drank it too fast. The mug warmed my hands the way good news does when you don't quite trust it yet. By noon, a new number. Detective Alvarez, Doral PD. We pulled the dealership's call recording. The verification voice doesn't match yours. E-sign IP traces to a Metro PCS line registered to S. Rivera. The sales manager is, quote, reviewing process. What happens to her? I asked. We'll forward to the state attorney, he said. For now, we're building the file. You may get a restitution request down the line. You want to proceed? I pictured the loop of my forged R. I pictured the toe strap across the BMW's belly. Yes, he paused, someone's fingers clacking in the background. You'd be surprised how many people say no, he said. Family. I'm tired of family being a password, I said. He grunted. Fair. We'll be in touch. Abuela texted at 3. Come eat. No yelling here. Her apartment always smells like onions softening and plantains frying. The radio is always too low, as if music should apologize for taking space. She set 2 plates down and made me drink water first, like sorrow is dehydrating. She didn't ask until I was on my second bite. Did the car go? It did. She crossed herself and then swatted the air as if doubts were mosquitoes. Good. Samantha is a storm. Storm's end. The front door opened without a knock. Sam blew in like the humidity. Hoop earrings, sunglasses in her hair, a face I knew and didn't. Oh, good. We're doing court in Abuela's kitchen now, she said. Who's the judge? The rice? Abuela pointed at the chair. Sit or leave. No poison. Sam dropped into the seat opposite me, all angles. You didn't answer any of my texts. I didn't have anything new to say, I said. She leaned forward, forearms on the table like a boxer. You humiliated me. The whole block saw the truck. I didn't call your neighbors, I said. I called the truth. She laughed, short and mean. You always think truth is paperwork. It is when someone signs my name, I said. Abuela clicked her tongue. Samantha, ask for forgiveness. Sam's eyes flashed. For what? For trying to not die on the night shift? For wanting something that doesn't rattle at lights? For stealing, Abuela said, not raising her voice. We are poor, not thieves. Sam looked at the ceiling like there were better answers up there. He's always been the favorite because he doesn't make messes, she said. But it landed soft, like she didn't believe it. I make messes, I said. I just clean my own. She opened her mouth, closed it. The room held its breath. The radio played a bolero about people who don't say what they mean. Here's what I can offer, I said finally. I won't call you again about this. The police will handle it. If the state attorney offers pretrial diversion, classes, restitution, you should take it. I will not stand in the way, but I will not rescind the report. And I will not be your bank, your cosigner, or your apology. Her jaw worked. You love your credit score more than me. I love not living in a house where the floor gives way, I said. Boundaries are beams. Abuela put her hand over Sam's. You are my granddaughter, she said. You are not a hurricane. You are a person. Say sorry and live different. Sam's mouth trembled. The kitchen light found the salt at the corner of her eye. Then she blinked it hard back in. I'm sorry you felt— No, Abuela said. Sorry for what you did. We all waited. Sam's shoulders slumped a millimeter. I'm sorry I signed your name, she said, each word like a coin she had to dig for. I'm sorry I used you. Thank you, I said. The words didn't fix anything. They opened a door. She stood so fast the chair complained. I have to go, she said, and kissed Abuela's forehead without kissing her. At the doorway, she turned like the room had tugged her sleeve. Don't let them put me in jail, she said. Not to me exactly, not to anyone. Choose a different next thing, Abuela said. It gets easier after the first one. The door closed. The kitchen exhaled. Abuela slid a second helping onto my plate. Eat, she said. You can't fight on an empty stomach. I'm not fighting, I said. She laughed. You are. For your name. Good. 2 weeks rolled by in letters and holds and emails with subject lines that sounded like scaffolding. Acknowledgement of block. CFPB. Company responded. AG. Additional info request. Ms. Delgado sent me templates that made my spine feel less like a rope. I forwarded, certified, CC'd. Late on a Wednesday. A white envelope with a window. Crescent Auto Finance. I stood there like it might hiss. Dear Mr. Rivera, the letter began, polite as a pressed shirt. We have completed our investigation. Based on the documentation provided, including police report number Nabarbarars and FTC identity theft affidavit Nabarbarars, we conclude the account ending Nabarbarar was opened as a result of identity theft. We have 1. Removed the trade line from your credit reports, 2. Ceased all collection efforts, and 3. Retitled the account to the individual in possession of the vehicle at origination. Please find enclosed a statement you may provide to any credit grantor. I read it twice. I read it out loud. The apartment changed temperature. My phone buzzed immediately after, as if the universe needed to balance. Sam. They offered me a deal. Diversion, if I do classes and pay fees. I hate you, Sam. And thank you. I stared at the 2 messages until they blurred. I typed, erased, typed again, then sent, take the deal. Then take a breath, no reply. Ms. Delgado called. We got it, she said without hello. Crescent closed you out. Experian shows the block. Equifax and TransUnion pending. The dealership is reviewing voice verification protocols, which is lawyer for, we need a better checklist. We're done unless they get cute. What about family? I asked. Her sigh had no advice in it. Find a boundary you can live with. Then live with it. Sunday I took Abuela to Mass and then to the flea market on 8th where people sell shoes that never met the boxes they're in and mangoes that taste like August. Sam wasn't there. Or she was, in the way people you love are always there when you're not looking for them. At home, I changed the tiny lock on the drawer with my tax papers. It was comically small. I installed a second one that wasn't. I took a photo of the bureau letters and emailed them to myself with the subject name, Fixed. I printed 1 copy and taped it inside the closet. Behind the suits I only wear to other people's weddings. My phone lit with a new email, CFPB. Company responded, and then another from Experian. Block confirmed. The words landed like bricks sliding into place. There was 1 more call to make. I punched the number before I could talk myself out of it. Mommy, I said when she answered, her soap opera TV too loud behind her. It's done. The bank said it wasn't me. She made the little gasp I've loved since I was 5. Ay, gracias a Dios. They offered Sam a program, I said. She can avoid charges if she does it. Will you forgive her? She asked. I will not be her paperwork again, I said. I will answer the phone when she calls my name right. Mommy was quiet long enough that I thought we'd lost the connection. Then, I raised a good man, she said. And a messy daughter. God help me, he will, I said. And you. And maybe her. After we hung up, the apartment did that thing where it felt bigger than the rent. I made rice just to make rice, not to have a task. I set the mail on the counter and left it there, not sorted into piles that could collapse. At 9 p.m., rain came soft, the kind that makes Miami smell like laundry. I stepped out onto the balcony and let it find my face. Across the street, someone practiced trumpet badly and then less badly. The neighbor's baby laughed at nothing and everything. A message pinged. Sam. Audio. I braced. Her voice was low, not performance low, but tired low. They're making me sit in a room and talk about choices, she said, a half laugh near the end. I hate it, but I think I needed it. Don't block me. Not forever, I didn't answer. Not because I wanted to punish her. Because answers are promises, and I'm learning to read what I sign. I went inside, put the letters in a folder labeled Zane, only, and slid it onto the shelf like a brick in a wall. I wrote 1 last line in the notebook I used for other people's due dates. What I did. Kept my name. What I feel. Steady. What I'll do. Love her from a place that doesn't leak. The ring of my phone stopped sounding like a threat. My name, spoken out loud in an empty room, fit my mouth again. I said it once like a test, then again, like a fact, 6 months later. A small cafe on Calle Ocho, the AC hissing, a faded flyer on the glass. Cortadito, $2. You came. Sam lifts her eyes from the cup. I did, I say, setting a guava pastelito in front of her. No agenda, just coffee. The pause stretches like caramel. I finished the program, she says low. Checked in, paid the fine, I'm going to groups. No glory stories. Glad for you. I work mornings at the bakery on 27th. I smell like butter and sugar. Customers don't know my handle. And it's lighter. She smiles without showing teeth. I'm not taking a car, she adds. I'll buy something when I can. In my name. No borrowed signatures. I nod. Her words land like neatly folded receipts. I brought back the key. She sets a small keychain with a sun-faded Cuban flag on the table. The spare. You were right. Family isn't a password. Thank you, I say. Boundaries stay, but coffee is fine. We drink in silence. The wall radio whispers a bolero. The barista laughs at someone behind us. Sam looks out the window. I'm not asking for like it was, she says. I'm asking for no lies. That I can do, I answer. I'm learning. She nods, stands. Until the next coffee, Zane. When there's something to say and nothing to hide. Until the next coffee, Sam. The door's bell rings. I finish my cortadito and realize my voice says my name calmly.